Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It is your Caped Crusader, Cody, and we are keeping it geekly with our new friend, Sergio. We're here to break down his latest indie comic, DEVOUR, and everything in between. Sergio, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Cody. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are here to break down a zombie horror story, but before we dive into that, let's begin with who you are and how you got into creating comics.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Sergio Carrera. I'm an Argentinian artist that loves to make his own comics, my own comics, right? I worked in DC Comics a few years ago, Boom Studios, DEVOUR Publishing, Image Comics also. That was my first job as a comic penciler. But in the last few years, I was looking for a change because I need to write my own scripts. I love to be a full artist. So now, as an independent artist, I'm the penciler, the writer, the colorist, the inker, my own editor. So Kickstarter is a beautiful place to grow my art.
We have our good friend CM Holy over on Twitch stopping in to say nice. Got here right at the beginning for the indie comic greatness. That's our good friend Chris Moses over from over on Twitter. Wow, Sergio, you had an impressive start with comics. Can you give us a little bit of how you got involved with being a penciler for Image Comics and IDW and DC?
Well, I was very lucky because I didn't have to try so hard to get into the American industry. I saw an editor that published a request of new pencilers for a project. So I emailed him, sending a few pages of mine, and immediately response with joy. He was quickly chosen me for his project, and that project was chosen by Image Comics, right? That was After the Cape 2, the second mini-series, and that's it. That was how I start. Quickly, when I finish After the Cape, I send those pages to Boom Studios. So quickly, I start to work with Mark Waid as an editor.
Wow!
I never had the lucky to draw his stories, but we work closer as an editor with him. So for me, I was very young. I was very inexperienced, not in drawing, but in to be a professional. So
yeah, the way they wanted you to do it, right? The sequential art and everything.
No, I think that was not a problem for me, but I was very slow and inexperienced, and Mr. White has a lot of patience. He's a very kind person, as I think you all know. He's a very, very kind person. I still get in touch with him. He supported me in a few projects of mine, independent projects.
That's awesome.
It's a great guy. For me, to work with him was a lot of learning, but also for me to work in the schedule that publishers need was very hard. So it was difficult for me to maintain my best,
I heard that schedule was pretty rough. Like they expected like a page, like what, every couple of days, or?
Well, at that time, because now it's different. Now you can deliver one page in 48 hours, maybe 3 days, and that's good enough because you are always changing the penciler. 6 issues, one penciler. The next 5 issues, another penciler, and then the other penciler gets back. right?
So that's
So
that's
you
how they
can-
make sure not to burn them out, right? So you don't get like worn out.
Yes, but this is it for these last years. But when I was working with them, you have to make the 20 pages that the chapter needs in 1 month. So maybe the idea was 1 page per day. So my drawing with those publishers was really bad. I didn't like my own work. I was delivering pages that I don't want anyone to see right now. But as my own boss, as me as an independent artist, if I need to take 3 days to do my best, I do it in that way, so I can be proud of my work.
No, that is awesome. That's awesome. We have a Dr.
Of course, I make a lot less money, of course, but I am very, very happy today with my present, because I'm doing any idea I can enjoy festival with myself. Any idea I think, oh, this is very fun for me, then I hope to be also fun for you, of course. But I feel really free. I feel the freedom and the fun being an independent artist.
We have Dr. Hino 419 stopping in over on YouTube saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Hino. Thank you for stopping in. Sergio, that is remarkable that you went from working like a grueling schedule, having to pump out art like almost every day, not being satisfied with it, but leaving all of that, making the choice to leave all of that and create stuff on your own, at your own pace. And you're able, it has to feel awesome to be able to put yourself on a schedule that you're comfortable with to produce art that you love.
Exactly, because I love superheroes. As an audience, I really love superhero comics. But if you always have to draw superheroes, it's a really limited genre. I don't know if I'm telling this okay, but
no. I think you're getting your point across. There's only so much you can do in it, right?
Yes. So when I go to this new chapter on my career, for the first book I did a fantasy graphic novel, then a war drama novel, right? And then and so on. So I was changing a lot my kind of graphic novels I was to do because of that freedom I feel. But in the last year also I'm correcting that, because that was a very difficult way of create an audience, because you can love fantasy, but maybe it doesn't matter if it's a good graphic novel, but maybe you don't like drama war drama, right? So in the last year I am creating like more exciting, I don't know how to say in English, like more commercial comics, right? More commercial ideas, but always it's important to me that between panels give you an important message for me. So it's like a little bit like a trap, like a trick. I tell you this is a zombie comic or an erotic comic also, because DEVOUR has a lot of erotic scenes, because I enjoy it to create them. But I think people is going to be surprised when they read it, because it's much more in there. And I'm really proud of what is coming of this comic.
No, that is awesome. So how do you balance that? The fine areas of writing, an erotic comic and making it also like a zombie, a post-apocalyptic world. It just seems like two different worlds,
Yes, that was the fun of it. The real defiance, no, el desafío. Look, first of all, I have to be clear about this, of course. The erotic situation has nothing to do with zombies, of course. This title is about two women has they are trapped inside a house, right? They are surrounded by a zombie horde. That's why they can't get out of this house. So the story about those two girls is about they have to get to know each other. There was a lot of suspicions first, and of course, in the days passing, the days are passing, so they get confidence, they get to care about each other, right? Mm-hmm. And I use they start a loving affair, but I use the sex in this story as a metaphor, as a opposite of death.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Opposite of death, of course, is life. What is life? Passion, desire, to get to want to live, right? So for me, right, sex is an important element of this story, but it's really much more than just erotism, no?
Yeah,
it's like a symbol for me. So I have something to say with Devour, but of course I'm not going to make any spoiler. You have to read it to know what I'm trying to say with Devour.
So what were some of your inspirations with creating this book? You know, what sources did you draw from, you know, when putting everything together? I know, what was it? Walking Dead. I remember some of the earlier parts of Walking Dead. It kind of, you know, gives me that vibe where Rick's wife, she hooks up with his best friend, right? Like in the heat of the moment, like 2 years past his death. I forgot what it was, but I mean, it's kind of giving me a little bit of that vibe in a sense. Would you say Walking Dead had any influence on this?
I'm not sure, but I'm probably that makes sense because almost all zombie apocalypse stories are about the living ones, of course. The dead are the problem they have to solve, but let me see, the conflict.
Yeah.
The conflict. It's not exactly always the death, right? In Devour, the conflict is to be alive in this house, to be bored, to be unhappy, right? And to connect with life. Thanks to the other person is next to you. So it's Devour has a lot of erotism and a lot of gore, and also a lot of drama, a lot of think about life, about what to do with the world, no? What we make of this world where are we living, and that's the important thing for me about Devour. But I am doing it very, very fun because, of course, the erotism, the erotic scenes, I'm enjoying a lot. and actually, for the two characters, the two women protagonists of this comic, I use two friends of mine as a model, right? And we three discuss the scenes, and we laugh a lot because we get pretty far with these scenes. But as I am saying, I think eroticism in this comic is like 30%, and 70% of this comic is about much more important things.
I really like the concept of finding like the passion and the meaning of life in a situation where you're left without any hope at all. Like in a situation where you're left thinking you're gonna die, but finding that new like spark, you know, that spark of passion.
Exactly.
I think that's a really awesome concept.
Yes. I find myself in every comic I make not to be. I wasn't conscious about this, but now when I get back on my old comics with my comics that I wrote, right? I always spoke about this, about that spark, about the importance to be alive in the present.
Yeah.
Right. In many different ways, but always spoke about this because it's the way I live my own life. So now that I am a full, complete artist, I need to speak about these kind of things. I think that it's what I'm trying to say. You know about this. I'm not teaching you about this, but I think happiness it's about the people that surround you.
Yeah.
No, that's the most important. So I think if I live in a zombie apocalypse, the most important for me is the problem. It wouldn't be the zombies. The loneliness it would be the problem.
Yeah, right? And I think
I have to say to the audience, thank you for your patience because my English is not very good. I just learned English watching Friends, so
that's remarkable.
My English is like all I can say is how you doing, or we were
how you doing.
Of course, this interview is really difficult to me, but so I appreciate your patience and of course to you, Cody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I still hope the pacing is good for you and everything. And I appreciate you willing to come on and work through it, you know. Things like this, you know, there is a little bit of a language barrier, but this is a great book. So I'm happy that we're able to work through that to kind of get some eyes on it. Now, being the one-man team, what was that like for you? You know, writing it out, drawing it out, coloring it out, you know, how did that process look like for you?
Well, it's very, very fun because I enjoy every page of the every aspect of the creation process, right? So it's we all love movies, right? And I'm that kind of person that when I watch a movie, I think about the photography. This is perfect, and the actors, great work, the director, this plane, this movement. So I can do all that stuff in a comic. So for me, it's not a problem. It's really fun. It's really fun for me to do, because when I think about the coloring, it's not the same if the scene I painted in blue or in red. So that's all different emotions. So every aspect of this comic, you have to make a decision in every panel. It's beautiful. It's really fun.
That's awesome.
Because I can feel proud of the results. So I feel very lucky as an independent artist.
We have Dr. Hino 419 saying this looks interesting. The cover looks awesome. Unfortunately, they have to leave right now. I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out with us. Sergio, I think this would be a perfect time. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of an in-depth look at your Kickstarter and get a little bit better of a feel at the book that we're campaigning for. For everyone watching, right here is the link. Be sure to check it out right there. If you're unable to back it, just share it. Simply sharing it on Facebook and Twitter. Word of mouth is 100% free, and you're probably going to have a friend who is going to love this. We are looking at Devour, a zombie horror story only for adults. Currently looking at a pledge goal of $977. But Sergio, you killed it, man. 3,644, man. Congratulations. Funded in 1 hour with 106 backers and 11 days to go. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy about this.
So is this a little video that we can watch?
Of course.
So just to let you know, you might not be able to hear the audio on your end, but we're going to be able to hear it loud and clear on ours. So it might be a little bit quiet for you.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Sergio Carrera. You may know my works in DC Comics and Image Comics, and now I'm very happy to be able to offer you my most personal comics in here. This time I wanted to present you my latest project, DEVOUR, an 80 pages full color horror comic that tells the story of two unknown women who find shelter in a house surrounded by a zombie horde. DEVOUR is a comic that seeks to blur the boundaries between horror and the baser instincts of human nature, showing us the struggle for survival of two strangers in a relationship tainted by tension, manipulation, and lust. If you support me in this campaign, you can get original art and you can be drawn as a zombie. Yeah, you heard me! You can be drawn as a zombie in this comic. As you know, without your help, this comic can't be true. So, thank you very much.
That is so awesome. So these character designs were based off of two of your friends. Did they have any input on the comic as well? Did they have a chance to kind of read the script and give you some ideas of how they felt about the characters?
Well, I would listen to her if they need to, but they don't care about that. They trust me. So
okay.
when I explain what the story is about, they were really excited about it.
No, that's awesome.
And we are having a lot of fun doing it. So I am really thankful with her.
No, that is cool. And then
you can see for the video, I was practicing a lot to make that.
I was gonna say you were beaming with happiness. I don't think I've ever seen anyone that happy in a while. I'm like, man, I need to straighten my back up and get a little bit more cheerful.
But I think to be drawn as a zombie in a comic, it's great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So right here is a look at the cover, and this is an awesome cover too. We have our two protagonists right here and a zombie eating them. What are their names? Can you give us their names, or is that kind of revealed in the comic?
Well, to be honest, I am thinking about not giving her any name. For me, these two characters has a name, but I think maybe I am not using their names.
It adds a whole element of surprise, not knowing,
Yes, but also I want to every woman who can read this comic to feel like these girls are. You can connect with them as you can be in her shoes, So I prefer not to use names because maybe I want you to feel like you are this girl in this house.
Like you could identify with them.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah, I got you. So we have the story. In the middle of a zombie apocalypse, two unknown women are isolated in a house that functions as a fortress. Security gives way to boredom, and the lack of trust between them turns into a friendship that surpasses unimaginable limits. But it is only it is only a matter of time before food becomes scarce and calm turns into uncontrolled lust, fueled by impending death. So yeah, there's a lot going on. That would be a really sticky situation to be stuck, and you're trapped. There's not much to do. Food is starting to get limited. There'd be a lot of just crazy emotions happening.
And also in the pandemic days, we learn about to get bored is really dangerous, right? So that's a lot of that also in this comic.
So this
and
is
also,
go ahead.
No, and also we have the Renato Guedes cover as a big cover and I'm really proud about that. Renato Guedes is an artist behind Superman Action Comics, Wolverine, and it's my personal friend.
Yeah.
So
No, that is awesome.
he was
It's a
really
gorgeous
generous
cover
with
too.
me. Yes, a great cover, great cover. And as you can see right now, I offer different tiers. One of them is paint-ups, 20 paint-ups of the two protagonists in also erotic situations. And also, if you can get a photography set with the two models, my own friends, in really erotic situation also. And that wasn't planned, really. I'll be honest, that wasn't planned. We are working in the comic. Time to time, I need to get a few pictures of hers, right? And then we start to play forgetting the comic. So we create this photography set. It's really beautiful. Okay, I'm selling also original art. This one you are showing, it's already sold, but I am offering a few more original art.
Bite Love, I love the name of it too.
Well,
this is
because
awesome
the
too.
name of this comic is DEVOUR, because I am playing about the two ways of considering, because DEVOUR it's about being devoured from a zombie, but for these two women it's also about devour. I don't know how much can I say here. But
I think we got where you're going, though. I think we got where you're going. So before we look at some of these interiors, let's take a quick look at some of the pledges on the side. So you can, if you pledge $6 USD, we're going to go $6 because most of my audience base is using the dollar. So for $6, you can get the digital copy of Devour. For $11, you can get those erotic pinups, along with the comic PDF as well. At $13, you're going to get the digital extra, so that's going to include the comic PDF, the exotic pinups, the black and white unlettered comic PDF, pinups of superheroes, wallpapers, and a Spotify playlist. So you got a playlist people can listen to while they read it?
Yes, because I am thinking about Devour as a movie. It's really fun for me. I listen to the music while I drawing it, so I offered a few of those themes for the audience to enjoy.
No, that is really cool. So it looks like for $15, you're going to get the cover A physical. And then you're going to get, for the same price, the cover B as well. So I think that's cool that you kept them at the same price.
Yes, of course. But also you can get the two covers, if you like.
You can get that for $29, so a nice little price break there. And then get both printed copies of Devour, the digital extras, 2 more complete digital stories for $34 too. So you have some extra content as well.
Yes. This is not my first Kickstarter campaign. So those 2 comics are from my previous campaign. And also I am really proud of those stories.
So it looks like for $50, you can be a zombie in the comic as well. So that's a pretty outstanding price. I think that's awesome to get drawn in.
And it's really fun. It's really fun. I am thinking about drawing myself in a few scenes as a zombie.
You could also be a zombie in a pinup as well for $50, and then be a zombie in the comic print. So you have a digital and a physical zombie tier.
Yes. Because to be fair with all the audience, I don't want to forget about any backer because my first idea was to offer that tier only for printed backers, right? But that doesn't sound fair. So
Yeah. So, and then it looks like we have the availability to be a zombie in a pinup printed printed backers as well for $68. And then here we're hitting the original artwork tiers as well. So for $75, you're gonna get an original artwork page. Is there any page in particular, or is it gonna be like a random one?
Well, I wasn't to be able to offer to the backers that they chose the panel, because that would be a problem. So I'm gonna choose the best panels. I have a few panels back there if you want to see a few, because
if you want to show them off, you can.
Okay, give me a second.
Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll zoom him in so you guys can get a closer look at some of those original artwork. Hope everyone's having an awesome time. How's everybody's day going? Go ahead and zoom this in real quick. And then we'll give you the main camera so you can have a larger screen for it.
I try to use my hands to censor a little bit, because I don't know how much we can show.
Yeah,
but
if you could censor a little bit, that'd be perfect. Thank you.
You can. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I was working on this panel today. I'm not working in the full pages, because a few panels they need to be really big, because I make a lot of details, right? And well, you can get, for example, this panel with your printed comic. I am choosing the most interesting ones, of course. This look really simple, right? But with the color, get a lot of details.
Really loving the details too in the line work.
Well, for this work, as I kind to be slow, right? So I am making a really clean art, because for other work of mine, I'm not done, not so clean, right? This is really clean, but because I am the colorist, I always in color make it look great. Well, this is a really nice panel.
Oh yeah, that's really detailed. So do you do all the coloring like digitally?
Yes. And this one here, this zombie, is a really good friend of mine.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, does he know that he's in the comic?
Yes, of course.
That's cool.
He's very happy. So you can, as you can see, this original, it's bigger than my face. So to work like a full page, complete page, it wouldn't work for me.
Yeah.
Make it really big.
So we have the Zombie Chase exclusive original art for $149. And it looks like we have a bunch of original art pieces after this.
Yes, you can saw them in the updates.
Okay. So we'll check those out too. And I just want to make sure we're not missing any other tiers. Yep, everything else looks like it's gone. So let's go ahead and check out some of these interior pages and see all this color. Like, wow. Seeing that one, like the scene from the different angle right here, in the pencils, and then seeing it colored really shows you just how much detail gets added, like in the other.
Exactly.
Wow.
And in this way, I can work faster than if I get in any details with the inking. So this is the way it works for me to draw, to make a really good comic, but also to accomplish the schedule.
We have our good friend John over on YouTube. Wash hands. So, and here's a little bit about Sergio as well. If you guys are interested, here is the link once again for the Kickstarter. Be sure to check this out. And if you are unable to back, just share it. Simply sharing it on Facebook and Twitter help Sergio get this spread out to the world. And word of mouth is 100% free. So here is your letterer. Can you tell us a little bit about the letterer?
Yeah. Well, Mike, it's now. I feel like he's a close friend of mine because he lives in New York, I think. No, Buffalo, I think. But of course, we just knowing each other on Twitter. But now we get close because we work a lot together. I meet her daughter always on camera, and he's a really nice guy, and he's doing a great job. So I feel really lucky because in every step I need to walk. I also found the right person to get along and be as a partner, you know.
Yeah.
Mike, he lives in Buffalo. I am reading it right now. Yeah, he lives in Buffalo, and I'm very happy with his work. We enjoy to chat a lot about the comics we love, and he's a really good letterer. He makes my dialogues grow with the way he represents it, right? So, as I say, I am very happy. I'm very generous. He's a very generous guy.
And here are some other images as well. Your colors are just gorgeous. Holy crap.
Those images are from the other comics that I am offering. The Eternal City and Emptiness. Emptiness also talks about loneliness, about being the only human alive in the whole world. So it's a post-apocalyptic comic too.
No, that'd be such a horrible situation to be stuck in.
Absolutely.
You know?
I think so, yes.
So this is the Kickstarter in its entirety. Let's go ahead and begin wrapping things up. Sergio, after taking a deep look at the Kickstarter, learning what it's about, what would you like to say to anyone who might be on the fence about backing? You know, so for anyone who's kind of like in between, what would you say to them directly?
Well, I can say that these comics can be real if it wasn't for you. No, sorry. This comic wouldn't be real if you don't support me. So I'm very grateful, and I can promise you that I have a lot of passion about my work. So you can receive this love for my art, this passion about every page. The way I create these comics, very carefully, I trying to do an important thing with every comic I'm working. So I think you're gonna enjoy it, and we can be partners in some way because of your backing. Without your backing, I can keep working the way I am working, the way I am enjoying it. So first of all, I am really grateful for everyone, and please give me the opportunity. I'm really sure that you can enjoy it, my work. I am proud of what I am doing it, and also because I am the DEVOUR script is already finished. I'm just drawing it and coloring it, but I am also working on my next project So,
Okay. So can you tell
yes.
us a little bit about that?
Yes, the name is going to be Beautiful Silence, and it's going to be also an erotic comic about a woman who she's receiving the visit of a ghost. So she thinks this ghost is his ex-husband, not ex-husband, her husband, but dead husband, right? So we are going to see her enjoy these visits, right? But of course, always it's much more about those kind of stories that
No, I
I want to try
gotcha.
to. So also, I'm excited about the future.
No, that is cool. Sergio, it sounds like you have a lot of cool projects that you're working on and up your sleeve. Thank you so much for coming on and breaking Devour and everything in between. Before we end this podcast in its entirety, though, I always like asking one question in particular for anyone who might be new watching. You know, maybe they're having trouble getting started with the script or getting started with the art. So with that being said, for anyone who is looking just to get started and they're just having trouble getting going, what type of advice would you offer them to help them get motivated just to go?
Can you repeat this?
Yeah. So for
question?
anyone who is having trouble getting started with writing or art, like maybe they're just stuck, you know, they can't just,
Okay.
you know, they're just stuck in that process. What would you say to them to help them like push through that?
Well, maybe you have to lower the pressure, right? Because write and drawing and anything else, it's about get fun. So you have just sit and work. There is no mistakes. There is no problems with having fun. You are you yourself, I mean, are your own audience, your only audience at first, right? So you can change your mind a lot of times. We all do. That's not a problem. You just have to let it go, no, at yourself, because it's going to be fun. It's not about to make great comics, because everyone going to think differently about your work. You have just to be happy. You have to get fun. You have to be excited when you have an idea. It's not about to have a great idea. It has to. A lot of my comics start with just an image. When I think, oh, this is a beautiful image to draw, how can I create a good story to use this image I want to draw, right? And it works. It's really simple. I think maybe everyone could overthink about the job of an artist, but it's like being a child again. It's not to be that mature. We can be adults and we can be child every day of our lives. It feels good. It feels fun to get in touch with just the fun of it.
Yeah, and I think you know, that's kind of where when we grow up and become adults and take on everyday responsibilities, like you lose that sense of being a child, right? Like that's what life's all about, like that innocence, that happiness, like you lose that. So it's nice to kind of see, you know, to get advice where you kind of reflect back on that. That's awesome. Sergio, thank you so much for coming by and breaking this down. This has been such an awesome chat. Everyone watching, I hope you have an awesome Saturday, but most importantly, keep it geekly.